we are going to see about the living world. First topic, in living world we are initially going to see about what are the characteristics of living beings. So initially we will see what are the characteristics for living organisms. In living world both living and non-living organism exist, but which are the characteristics which determine the particular specimen is living or non-living. So we are going to see initially the characteristics of living being. Here I am going to write some characteristics, and I am going to explain the characteristics. So out of that we will see which are the characteristics which support thoroughly to the living being, means defining character, and there are some character which are non-defining for a living organism. So these are the characteristics: growth, reproduction, then metabolism, cellular structure, and consciousness. These are the characteristics. One by one we will see the characteristic, and then we will see whether it is defining or non-defining characteristic for living being. So the first characteristic is growth. So what is meant by growth? Growth is nothing but the permanent increase in the mass of cell, either by the addition of nutrient in a particular cell or by the division of cell. The growth takes place. In terms of increase in the cytoplasmic mass, protoplasm will increase, the shape, size, volume of a cell increase, that is called as growth. So growth is nothing but the permanent increase in mass of cell, or by cell division the number of cell is going to increase, that is also called as growth. But we will see, means as far as the living organism is concerned, when the cell division is going to take place, from one cell 2 daughter cells are produced in case of mitosis, and so on, from 2 to 4, so on, that is also a growth. And if we see about non-living object, like if we see about non-living object, for example non-living object, if we see about mountains. So we know the tallest mountain is Mount Everest, Sagarmatha, height is 8848 meter. So like that other mountains are there, but the size of mountain when goes on increasing by addition of dust particle or by addition of soil, sand, things on the mountain, their size will goes on increasing. But this is also called as growth, but can we say it is defining or non-defining? When the growth is going to take place in non-living object also, but there is a difference if we compare the growth in case of non-living being and growth in case of living being. As far as this non-living being is concerned, their growth is extrinsic. Growth is extrinsic, means from outer side. Extrinsic means from outer side. But while in case of non-living, this is non-living object, growth is extrinsic. But while in case of living being, the growth is intrinsic. Means growth takes place from inside to outside, and this is the important characteristic of living organism, means when the growth is taking place from the inside, but being growth is also going to happen in case of non-living object. Hence we cannot say for sure the growth is only the characteristic of living organism. Hence we are going to say growth is non-defining characteristic of living being. Non-defining characteristic of non-living. Growth is non-defining characteristic of living organism. And when the growth is going to take place, when the rate of anabolism is the act of taking food inside, called as ingestion. Then after that we know digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion process is going to happen. But anabolism is a synthetic process constructive process, what are the nutrients are synthesized when they go inside the living organism. After metabolism, means after catabolism, growth is going to happen. So when anabolism, which is a synthetic or constructive process, its rate is greater than that of catabolism, then growth will takes place. But if I will show this arrow in reverse direction, means when anabolism do not exceed than catabolism, do not catabolism, then degrowth will take place. Degrowth, growth is not going to happen. Whenever there is a deficient nutrient supply takes place, the growth will not take place, and that is called as degrowth. That is called degrowth. Then number 2, next characteristic is reproduction. Next characteristic is reproduction. Reproduction. We know what is by reproduction. Reproduction is a essential process to continue the race of an particular living organism. Growth takes place in living organism by 3 methods: asexual, sexual, or vegetative. Vegetative is nothing but the asexual. Like if we consider about the plant, in plant there are the 2 kinds of part are present. One is vegetative, another is reproductive. Vegetative means the part which is mainly concerned with the storage of food, and when it stores the food, after that it can propagate. It means reproduction is going to happen. And asexual reproduction. Asexual means where only one parent is involved. The meaning of word sex is 2 different things, means male and female. But when only one parent is present and it is going to produce child or its offspring by a process, that process is called as asexual reproduction. So we know about asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, for example, if we see about the asexual reproduction, we know there are the different processes like fragmentation, regeneration, sporulation, budding, gemule formation. Fragmentation, regeneration, sporulation, budding, and gemule formation. Gemule formation. These are the process. Fragmentation takes place in case of Spirogyra. These are the examples: Spirogyra. Regeneration takes place in Planaria. Sporulation is going to take place in some fungi. Then sporulation is of 2 types. It may be endogenous or exogenous. When it is exogenous, it is called as budding, and when sporulation is going to happen from inside, that is endogenous sporulation, that will include the gemule formation. Budding takes place in case of yeast, and gemule formation takes place in case of sponges in animal, and bryophyte in case of plant. Now, as far as this reproduction is concerned, some organism like mule, hinny, tigon, and lichen. If we consider about these living organism, mule is nothing but the combination of how it is formed. When the cross is going to take place between male donkey and female horse, so this mule is going to form. But when mule is produced, it don't have the ability to reproduce again, means these are sterile. Similarly, hinny is also sterile, and these 2 remaining organisms, these are also sterile. Hinny is formed when male is horse and female is donkey, and tigon is formed when male is tiger and female is lion, and here is reverse condition: male is lion and female is tiger. So see here, after combination of these 2 organisms, when the mule is going to form, this mule is sterile, it is not again going to reproduce. So can we say when it is not going to reproduce, it is non-living thing? We can't say like that. So that's why reproduction is also not a defining characteristic which support the living, which support that the particular specimen is living organism. We know there are some human beings, because of some defect they cannot reproduce, like infertile humans. So we can't say that they are not living. So that's why the reproduction is also non-defining characteristic of living organism. This is non-defining characteristics of living being. Then next characteristic is metabolism. Number third character is metabolism. What is meant by metabolism? The sum of all chemical reaction which is going to take place inside the body, that is called as metabolism. Sum of all biochemical reaction which is taking place inside the body, that is called as metabolism. Or we can also say anabolism plus catabolism equal to metabolism. And metabolism is important for the growth of particular living organism, but because after metabolism the energy is going to produce, when the food is going to come inside the living organism, after digestion, absorption, assimilation, the energy is produced in the living organism, which is important to carry out the different function. And if we consider any living organism without energy, what does it indicate? It indicates growth, like a non-living object. So that's why metabolism is important characteristic which support the defining characteristic of living organism. Then remember these two conditions also, in vivo and in vitro. Vivo means inside body, vivo means in body, and vitro means outside body or glass. The meaning of this vitro, it means glass. Some metabolic activities can take place in a cell-free system. Like we know in case of tissue culture, when we take the specimen of plant such as totipotent cell means the part of plant, the cell which has an ability to develop into a complete entire plant. What is meant by totiopotency? Totio means total, potency means power or potential, and ability of plant cell to develop into a complete entire plant cell. An ability of plant cell to develop into a complete entire plant, that capacity of a cell is called as totiopotency. And this totiopotent cell, when we take in a petri plate and appropriate nutrient media, and if we took this plant cell with nutrient media, so after some days it will form the callus, then organogenesis will take place, and from this cell, after supplying the nutrient media outside the plant body, means it is not going to grow from its original plant body, it is going to grow outside the living body and in a glass, hence it is called as in vitro. Like we know in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization, the fertilization of male gamete and female gamete is going to take place inside the glass tube, that is called as vitro. Vitro means outside body, glass, and vivo means inside body. But metabolism is important. If metabolic rate finish, it means the chemical reaction is going to happen, and when it stop, it means the growth is not going to take place and death will take place. So that's why this is important characteristic of living organism. This is important or defining characteristic of living organism. Defining characteristic of living being. Then next we will see about cellular structure. Next is cellular structure. We know what is meant by cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. All metabolic activities is going to happen inside the cell, and every living organism has a cell. Virus is a connecting link between the living and non-living thing. Virus has a cellular structure. So, based on that particular given specimen has cellular structure or not, we can classify them as living and non-living object. And being the cell is very important, because I told you cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Cell, that we know, and every living organism has a cell, because all activities like multiplication of cell, evolving, duplicating, replicating, metabolic activities, everything is going to happen inside the cell. So, without cell and living organism cannot exist. That is why the cell is important characteristic, cellular structure is important characteristic to living organism, hence it is called as defining characteristic of living organism. Defining characteristics of living organism. Then next, the last one is consciousness. This is also an important characteristic, consciousness. We know every living object sense or give response to external stimuli. Like in case of plant, we know Mimosa pudica. When we touch to the leaves of Mimosa pudica, the leaves are going to fold. What does it indicate? It indicates the response to that stimuli. Then we know insectivorous plant, Venus flytrap, Drosera, Nepenthanus, Utricularia, bladderbird, pitcher plant, these are the insectivorous plant. So, if we see about the Venus flytrap, it has spine like this, and when any insect is coming to touch that Venus flytrap, their spines are going to close when insect came inside that trap. That is why the name is given Venus flytrap. So, it is also showing the stimuli response, it is showing response to external stimuli. So, we know plant are showing response to sunlight, that is called as phototropic movement. Phototropic movement. Plant, the root of plant is growing toward the soil. It shows the movement called as gravitropic or geotropic or hydrotropic. Hydrotropic means movement of root of plant toward the soil. Then we know there are some chemicals, because of that male gamete is going to attract toward the female, like we saw in the pteridophytes. Male gamete is going to attract toward the female gamete because of an chemical is present whose name is malic acid. Because of that male gamete is going to attract toward the female for fertilization. That kind of movement is called as chemotactic movement. So, this is about the consciousness, means living organism give response to external stimuli, non-living things will not give the response to external stimuli. So, that is why consciousness is also an important characteristic, and it is defining characteristic of living organism. But there are some exception, like if the person got injured and injuries happen in his brain. So, if person is suffering from coma is nothing but the partial death. So, he will lose temporary consciousness, temporary or sometime permanent also. So, that is exception. So, these are the characteristic. Now, we are going to study about why classification of living organism is responsible. We will see the diversity in living organism.